Today we're gonna blab a little bit about buying a home for the first time. So I do have several videos about, checklist items and things that you want to make sure that you take care of throughout the home buying process, because if you're a first-time home buyer, you don't know all of the steps, right? In this video, I want to talk about buying a house for the first time and how you go from the thought to getting out there and starting to look at homes. So if you are thinking about buying a home, stick around and we will go over a few steps that you need to take before you start looking at homes that will make the whole process a lot smoother. Hey there, I am Christina Sparks, realtor with Real Broker, owner, House of Sparks. All right, so you're thinking about buying a home and you're not really sure where to start. This is your first time buying a house. The first thing you need to do is get pre-qualified. Now, you need to find a lender, you need to find an agent, and if you want to go a step further, go ahead and pick out the home inspector you're going to use. So whether you find your lender or your agent first, it's not really important, but either of them can help you find each other, if that makes sense. So if you already have an agent, have them recommend some lenders, and if you already have a lender, see if they have any agent recommendations. Now, of course, I will say this with each party, lender and agent. Lender, you need to shop loans. You need to make sure you're getting a good rate, make sure you're getting good closing fees, or all of that stuff. And then with agents, you need to make sure you get a good agent that you connect with, one that has the same communication style as you, all of that. I do have a video about how to choose an agent, so if you want to go more in depth with that, you can. Now, if you have already found your lender and your agent, you're pre-qualified, you know your financials, and you have an agent, you know who you want to take you around to see houses, then that is a huge part of the process to get moving forward. So what's next? I want you to pump your brakes just for a second, and I want you to really understand the fees that go into buying your first home that you have to pay before you even buy your first home, right? So the fees that I'm talking about, of course, are inspection and appraisal. Now, I talk a lot about inspections on this video, but just understand that there is a cost that comes with it, and it can be anywhere from $400 and up. Second, the appraisal. So the appraisal is something, unless you're putting over, I think it's over 50% down, you will have to get an appraisal. An appraisal is required by the lender and is about $500. Now, those two costs are upfront. They have to be paid before you close on the house. In full transparency, if those two things are performed, they have to be paid for regardless if you close on the home or not. So keep that in mind. Now, a couple other things you can do to kind of financially prepare yourself for this next chapter of your life is chat with your lender about different thresholds. If you're pre-approved at this amount, what's the payment? Pre-approved at this amount, what's the payment? Talk to your lender about that. And I talk a lot about that in this video as well. And then if you want to go a step further, you can, when you're looking at properties, try to understand the monthly costs that you're getting into. Of course, right now you already pay water, trash, electric, things like that. But as you're going around and looking at houses, you can request for a utility average. That way you're fully aware and have like the complete picture of your monthly payment going forward. Okay, so I did mention this a little bit earlier, and it is optional, but it could streamline things as you decide to move forward. So before you start looking at houses and all of this stuff, you can locate a home inspector. Know who you want to use before you get to that step. I'll just say, once we get to that step, once you write an offer and once it's accepted, you've got 10 days to find the inspector, schedule the inspection, get the report back, and ask for repairs. It's a lot of steps for the first 10 days. And if you already know who you're going to use, it can kind of alleviate some stress that you might feel once you go under contract. Okay, so those are some things that you can do before you jump on the buying a home bandwagon. I hope at least one of them was helpful, and you can also watch this video here. It talks about things to look for when you're touring homes before inspection. Some little tips and tricks to keep an eye out for. Go ahead and like this video if you learned something, and subscribe. I do post videos every single week. I hope you have a fantastic day. Bye bye.